Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, I'm going to talk about how the narcissist needs you. So, one thing about the narcissist is that they need you. They need you for every little step. They study you. They study your empathy because they need to live in a world where they can get more supply pretending to be an empath, because they know how to use their narcissism. Their narcissism is it's what gets them in trouble. So they need you. This is why when you meet them, they talk so much. They tell you so much. They tell you things, but they tell you half truths. They tell you that they can relate to you. They talk about the people in their life. They talk about what people have done to them, yet they'll do it to you. They need you, in every step and in every step that they take. They need you to guide them. They come to you for advice. They come to you when they're going through problems, but when you need them, they make everything about themselves. They turn it back into themselves. It's like your problems, your needs aren't, you're strong enough to handle those things on your own. Even if you're going through worse situations than them, they feel like you got this, you're strong. Live your life. It's your choice, yet they need you. They need you, and when they don't need you anymore, you'll see how they disappear. They need to know that they're doing better than you. They need to know what's going on in your life to pretend to have empathy for you, but yet they'll talk about your problems with other people just to have something to talk about. Narcissists, they talk a lot. They talk about their problems, and because they do this, we start to feel the need to talk about our problems, and we start to look up to the narcissist thinking they're going to give us good advice, and they're literally sabotaging you. They'll come to you because they know you have empathy and you can see through a lot of things, and they'll come for validation to clarify what they were thinking because they know the mind of an empath. So they're like, let me reassure with this empath that that's what that empath or that person that's pretending to be an empath is doing, because they're playing a game, and I know they're playing a game, but let me get information from this empath. So they need your validation. You'll see that a lot of times you'll tell them, don't do that. And they'll be like, why? And then you'll give them some information and they'll realize it. They'll realize that they're vibrating off of, low energy. So as much as a narcissist says they don't need anyone, they do. This is why when you meet them, like I said, they tell you a lot about themselves, but they're not telling you that the people that turn their back on them were victims, or that they did something to those people. They don't tell you that part. They leave all those parts out. And what you notice is that they start to pull away from you once they've gotten their supply. You made them feel better. They could have even discarded you, and then they hoover you. They cry. They do all type of things to make you think that they're really sorry, or they're going to change or something, or they're all of a sudden they had an epiphany. But really, their ego was hurt because they started to think that they were better. They started to think that they didn't, need you, and started to confine in other people, and those people started looking at it like weakness. So they decided in their minds, I'm going to keep a supply around to dump this negative energy so that I can produce positive energy to these people and keep playing this role with these other people. So they'll distance themselves from telling you everything. You'll see that they'll go silent because they're sharing all of the things that they want to talk about. They know they can't talk about them with you because you see through them. You don't believe them. You know that they're starting issues or they're starting problems. So they'll move on to another supply, feed them that story, their fake story, so that the new supply can have hate towards others, not knowing their side or their version of what happened. And the narcissist, they're feeding off of that. And that's what makes them feel good. Until that person starts to find out that the people around them aren't as bad as the narcissist says, or they start to see that the narcissist treats them how the narcissist claims to be treated. So narcissists, they need you more than you need them. Once they can't use you anymore, they don't have a need for you, or you're not beneficial for their life in any kind of way, or you're going to bring them any type of awareness of who they are, they won't like you, because the narcissist needs people. And you become codependent sometimes, because you start to, the narcissist, how they live, you start to get into the narcissist's mind to the point where you know what they're thinking. And because they've been around you, you will find yourself doing things the way they do it. Subconsciously, you're just doing it. This is why it's so important that even if you do not act like other people, or these narcissist friends or narcissist family, even if you don't act like them, but you still continue to surround yourself, you will continue to have problems. Not only that, because you know the way they think, it will follow you into your life subconsciously, because then you start making just choices in your life based on what other people think. You start thinking like them. You start making choices because you're like, oh, that person would think this is ugly, or this person would tell me that I should just not buy this and save my money. You'll start thinking about how they think, and a lot of times they hate you, or they don't want to see you evolve. So, you start thinking like these people, and that's another way that it leads you into destruction, because you're thinking like them, instead of making your own choices in life. A lot of times we don't, consciously think things through, or look at the bigger picture. And that's what narcissists bring us into awareness of those things based on their ways of survival, and how they're willing to do anything to, distort people out of their goods, or, they're just willing to just use people along the way. And you realize how you have to be cautious, and you have to listen to your intuition and your instincts, because when you get around these people, there comes a point in time where your mind is telling you, like, this person's dangerous, this person doesn't care about you, that you need to get away from this person's not going to change, this person acts like they know you and they don't know you, they're treating you like other people they've treated before, like, you need to get away from this person. You'll have conversations with yourself, you'll go over many scenarios that don't make sense, and you'll still choose to believe the narcissist while they're stealing and taking from you spiritually. And they're taking from you spiritually because you're not seeing that their physical behaviors are affecting you in a spiritual way. And they'll control you by making you believe that you have free will and have a choice. They feel like it's your fault. You have to learn that lesson. It's up to you to learn that lesson. They're not there to help you. They're not there to save you. And, they're there to use you. They feel like they need you. They need to use your good qualities. Even if they don't care, they want to make themselves look good. This is why they're willing to use any opportunity to make you look bad. They're willing to use that opportunity just to make themselves look good, whether you're on good terms. They'll lie. They'll victimize themselves. They'll do whatever they have to do. So narcissists, you guys, they need people, they need others. They claim they don't, they claim they could be by themselves. But when they're being secretive, or they don't want to talk to you about certain things, and they're claiming to be secretive people, they just really don't want to be exposed. They've been telling others, the same, story that they gave you, they'll give it to others, the same, everything. They repeat the same pattern with people. Just the same. They'll tell the next person the same thing. When they finally get over on that person, they'll tell the next person the same thing about that ex. So you start thinking to yourself, how could you have made this mistake with so many different relationships, the same one? Why did all your relationships end the same way? Or why does it seem like, you'll start thinking, like, how did you attract the same type of person over and over again? Just to find out that they were never the victim. They were the person that needed those people, that used those people. And once those people woke up, they ran off because they saw, they realized that those people that they used finally realized that the narcissist needed them more than they needed them. So narcissists, you guys, they need you. They need you for conversation. They need you to motivate them. They need you when they feel like they're being attacked, or someone's coming close to discovering who they are, or if they have a perception of someone that's discovering that they're a narcissist. They're like trying to get others to talk about it, and everyone is protecting the narcissist, because the narcissist, that's what they need protection. This is why, if you really pay attention, even to narcissist women, they'll have a lot of people around them. A lot of times they're looking for people that are going to make them look good. They want to make sure that they're the, ones that are in charge of the group. They want to make sure that they're controlling everyone, that everyone will, stand, on their hands and knees for them. They want to be the center of attention. When they find other, women who are just like them, they stick together as well, because they feel as if they're attracting each other. They're sending some type of signal to get narcissistic supply. So it goes in the same hand in hand, and you think to yourself, these people, really need each other that bad to get attention. They need each other to get attention from anyone and everyone. This is why they, keep coming around you for years. They're just hoping that you never wake up, because those people around them, they might have woken up and they're looking at you like, why haven't you woken up? And then they fail time and time again, especially when you're not there to give them what they need. Supply. A lot of times narcissists use you to keep their image. They use you so that they don't look clingy onto other people, so that other people don't find them clingy, and so that other people don't discover their flaws. That's what they do. But once you're not around and you don't need them anymore, just like they feel like they don't need you, they've got what they finally got with the supply. They feel like I've had sex with them enough times, I've brainwashed them, they believe that this is who I am. They believe the lie, the fairy tale. Now you're not around, they're clinging on to this new person, and this person is like, I love this. I've never seen this side of them. Wow, they went from being the perfect guy, now they're clingy all the time. They always want to be around me. We're always together. We have such a close bond. And the next thing you know, the love bombing stops. The narcissist isn't doing good anymore. Their finances are going down. Now the supply is being turned off because the narcissist is acting like they can't do what they once did for them. Now the narcissist is, they're pawning their last jewelry piece. Now they're like, I am pawning my last jewelry piece to keep this relationship going, or they know it's coming to an end. And here they come looking for you because they see it coming to an end soon. They know that person's going to start questioning them. They know that person's going to start needing things from them, and they're going to feel like, how dare you? I love bombed you. I did all of these things for you. How dare you? They're going to get some arrogance in them, and that person's going to look at them like, you were acting like you needed me. What did I do? What are you mad at me for? And they're like, I've done all this for you. And you're like, looking at them like, so what? I've done all of this for you. And they're like, you know what? I don't need to be with you. And they're running behind their past supplies or looking for other people because they know these people know them for who they are. And they're like, they'll accept me, and they know how I am. I don't need you. You need me. And the narcissist is like, looking for these people, and, that new supply is like, I don't need you. They're like, fine, I don't need you either. Watch this. And the new supply is tricked into believing that they need the narcissist because they're like, this person's done all of this for me. things aren't going perfect, but they did all of these things in the beginning, and you know, maybe I push them away. I don't care if they're with someone else. I want them back. And the narcissist, they're getting off on being needed. So they're like, I'm being needed from the past supply. I'm being needed from you. And that's where they get their ego again. They get this high ego in them. You know, the narcissist is preying on everyone. They're preying on being needed by people. They need people. They need them. It's like they need people to survive. This is why when the new supply and the old supply both don't want to be with them, they're like, I don't want to keep being with you and go through this again. The new supply is like, I'm seeing your little game. You're with your ex. You have an ex-girlfriend somewhere, or someone you're messing with, or a baby mom or something. I'm starting to find out your game, and no one wants to be with them. That's when they go into maniac stages. You know, those maniac stages where they start acting crazy, coming to your window, your car, your job. They're losing their mind. You know, if you spend time with them, they're like holding on to you tight at night. You know, they're asking if you want anything, if you want to go out to dinner for no reason to a 5-star. Do you need some money? I'm giving you my last. I pawned the last of my jewelry. Here you go. That's how much they need supply. They need people, and every time they get close to someone, any type of vulnerabilities or fears that these people show a narcissist, the narcissist will only flip it on them. They're like looking at people like, oh, you're weak. Oh, you're weak. You know, what the same things that bring the new supply, close with, together to the narcissist are going to be the same things to destroy the relationship. So this happens with everyone that comes across a narcissist. They feel like they need the narcissist in their life because the narcissist has tricked them. This is how people get stuck on the love bombing, for so many years. It's like the person has already showed you who they are, but they're stuck on the love bombing because they think to themselves, oh, in the beginning, they took their time with me. Then they showed me so much attention. They dedicated everything to me. We were inseparable. So they keep going back to that moment, not knowing that it was a whole con. They knew things were going to end like this. They knew things were going to get bad. And to them, it's like, oh, I made it through. And they'll brag about it. They'll brag about it with other narcissists. They'll brag about it. It's all about bragging to these narcissist men that they're around. And it's almost like they're in love with them, They're like, oh, all my friends need me. They're getting supply from everyone. They feel needed. They're willing to. That's where you'll find them, doing favors for strangers and people that they claim they didn't like, or you'll see them go, over the top for others. They're like, oh, these people respect the game I just played on you. I'm going to do something nice for them so they can like me. They feed off others. They need to be needed. They don't know how to just, live life within themselves. The narcissist only cares about what they need. They know what you need, but they won't give it to you. They won't give you that satisfaction. They don't want to give you that satisfaction because they think that when you're not around them, they think that you're going to be living in other people's worlds. And they're like, you're going to, they're wishing bad on you. They're like, you're going to, they're thinking to themselves, once you move on to someone else, that other person's just going to do the same thing to you because, you're not living in your own world. They're not seeing the growth in you. They want to remember you as the person that was naive. They don't realize that everything that they went through with you, it's actually made you grow to the point where you don't need anyone. And all that time that you spent by yourself after those discards, you spent that time learning yourself and trusting yourself and listening to your inner voice, especially when you separate yourself from your friends, family, the people around you that you realize are toxic and are narcissists, and you can't be around that type of energy because it triggers you to think about the narcissist. So you get away from these people that trigger you because they don't understand what you're going through. They don't want to understand what you're going through. You listen to your own thoughts. You trust your intuition. Your inner self will tell you things. It's been times where I'll be driving home and my inner self is like, take this route. And then I find out later on that I took that route for a reason. So your inner self knows what you need to be doing, and that's what you need to listen to instead of listening to other people, listening to their opinions, because that's what the narcissist does. And they keep it going. They claim they're not those type of people. That's what the narcissist claim to me. And then, they talk bad about their family, and then you'll see them in the middle, talking to all of their family members, acting a fool and, acting like they're so charismatic and, acting like they're super popular amongst their family members, but they claim they don't have family. They don't have anyone. They don't have anyone. They don't know about not having anyone. They don't appreciate anything. They just need people, but they won't be there when you need them. They claim they will do the same for you, but when it comes down to it, trust me, they won't. They won't do the same for you. Everything that they do, it's a lie. You don't even know that person. You don't really even know them. After being with them for so many years, you really don't know them. All you know is that they needed you for their big agenda, for their big master plan, to be able to deceive others or to show to others that they could be evil and vengeful. And then they'll tell you not to think about what others think about you when they've just embarrassed you. But it's okay for them to embarrass you. They don't want people to like you. They want to be needed. They don't want people to see anything in you. So the narcissist, you guys, they need people. They need people. They need empaths. They need narcissists. They need people. Don't believe them when they say they don't need anyone and they can be by themselves. Half the time, they're lying. They're lying. They can't look within. Every time they look within, there's darkness telling them to do more darkness things, more diabolical things, more sinister things. Narcissists have a constant need to talk about others, even strangers. This is how sick they are. They need attention. They need to make themselves look good. They don't care about what people are going through, why they're, in the situation that they're in. They're willing to make fun of strangers. They're willing to start arguments amongst people just to feel needed, they have that energy of instigating situations. You'll see them instigating a lot. They need that negative energy. They need to, cause chaos. I remember, one time, being in this bar with a friend, and this guy coming up to my friend, and he started talking about some girl that was there at the bar, and he's, telling us, do you think that girl, do you think that her hair is real? Like, it looks super, super long. Do you think it's real? Just saying little remarks about this person that we don't even know. And I remember, we're thinking he's a weirdo the whole time. Like, we don't know you. You're coming up to us. You're asking us, you're gossiping about people we don't even know. You're acting like you know us, first of all. Narcissists think that they can look at people and they think that they know what type of people they are. So if they see two women talking, they're like, oh, these women must be gossiping. Let me get into the gossip. Narcissists are big gossipers, and it's all just to feel needed and liked by others. So what this man did was he went up to the girl. We saw him go up to the girl, and I remember my friend, she's one of those people that she doesn't allow stuff like that just to let it go. She exposes you right away, and that's what you need to do with a narcissist. Question their motives on these negative things and what they're saying to you, and question if maybe they're trying to bring you into that situation. It's very dangerous to even give narcissists advice, because they'll run to someone else and tell them something that's not true just to feel needed by that person. So that person might not want to deal with them or have anything to do with them, right? They probably feel like, this man probably felt like this woman was out of his league, right? So they feel like, oh, these people, if they really knew me, they wouldn't like me. So I need to make them like me. And I'm willing to feel needed by others to put by putting someone down or making people not like this person. So what this man did was he went back, he said something to the girl. We don't know what he said. We just know he went up to the girl, and, my friend went up to them, and when my friend came back, she was like, oh, I went up to the girl and I asked him, what did he just say to her? Because he just came up to us acting like a weirdo and trying to get us to say something bad about her. And basically, he went over there and told her that we were talking, like basically making it seem like he knew us. And he was like, oh, they were talking about you. They were questioning if your hair was real and things like that. And, my friend thought it was weird, super weird. And, I thought, obviously, I was like, not even talking to this guy. I was like, I don't know you. I don't know why you're coming up to us saying these weird things, making it seem like you know us. It's strange. It's weird. Narcissists are weird like that, especially in settings like bars. They're the type of people who are regulars even. Like they go there all the time, and it's like an amusement park to them. They're like, oh, I'm creating problems. Everyone in here knows me. And, I'm playing games with everyone. I know these bartenders, they want to be friends with everyone so that they can go into those communities and those groups and start chaos and make lies, just to feel needed, just to feel special, just to feel like, everyone here knows me. I run this place. They want to feel like they run it. So, this girl basically said that this person said that we said something about them. We clarified, my friend clarified the situation. The girl was like, yeah, I thought it was weird too. But to them, they think it's completely normal. It's completely normal. They have a couple of drinks in their system. This is why narcissists are prone to be like alcoholics and drug addicts, because they start getting high or they drink and they feel invincible. They feel like they're in a music video or something. Like you'll turn around and look at them and they'll just start dancing, thinking they're like the most beautiful human being, in the world. It's disgusting, you guys. That's how much they need to be needed by others. And I realize that. And when they're living in that fantasy, you have to shut them down. You have to. And a lot of times they'll try to attack you. They don't even know you. They're the ones coming up to you, talking to you. And then they'll find something to attack you with. They'll find something that they feel like it's an insecurity about you. And the moment you shut them down, or you say something about them, I'm one of those people, like I shut a narcissist down right away. They say something about me, I say something right back to them. And then they have this look on their face like, I wasn't ready for that. Once you control yourself and you listen to your own inner thoughts, and you only care about what you think, what you know, and you don't care what people think, you don't need anyone. The narcissist knows you're powerful then. When they know that you're waiting on them, they're like, oh, this person needs me. They're never going to change. Once they see that you're evolving, that you don't care, and they're spying on you, and they see that you don't need anyone, that they were able to leave you there without closure and you were able to move on with your life, that's when the real hate comes. That's when they'll come around trying to be your friend. They'll come around acting like they were always there for you, that you just grew apart or you just lost contact, when they never wanted you around. They discarded you. They didn't invite you anywhere. They didn't want you around anywhere. They only needed you when they needed you. They only needed you to get information out of you to make themselves feel good, to say, hey, someone else has a worse life than I do. So, I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of peace. Don't feed into the narcissist living a better life. They need people. And eventually people, call them out on the same behaviors. They start to figure them out. And, they'll warn the new supply. The new supply won't listen. Then the new supply becomes the old supply, and they realize what the other person told them. And then they do it to them. And, the cycle doesn't stop, and you're continuously thinking the narcissist is happy until they literally run across people like you and I who know their game. And, especially when they run across someone who knows their game and, they're just like watching them, studying them. They're studying the narcissist, and the narcissist is putting all of their eggs in one basket, thinking that, they've got you figured out because they think that they know you. They think they've got you figured out, and they have no idea. You just see right through them. That new supply sees right through them. They know the narcissist game. They know what the narcissist is thinking about them. They know what the narcissist believes them to be, and they know that that's not who they are. So, they get played. That's what happens. They get played. Their want to be needed always comes to an end. But the narcissist isn't happy because they're always having to look for sources outside of themselves, And, that's what we do at some point. We're looking for the narcissist to control us. We're crying over them. We're taking them back. We're waiting on them to control us because we're too afraid to look within, because we're ashamed, or we're, disappointed in ourselves, or we don't want to think about our mistakes and what we've done to get ourselves in this situation, or the warnings that we didn't take seriously, So we have to look within, and we need to need ourselves more than we need the narcissist, and once you do that, you don't even need to talk to your friends and the people around so that they can use those things against you, because that's all they're going to remember. That's why a lot of times empaths don't share things with people after a while, and then people are always saying, oh, they're a good person, but they didn't really share much in the end, because that person knew that it didn't matter what they said to anyone, because those people were just going to use it to judge them, or to, exploit them in some way, or bring up what they did for them, later on in the future. So once you understand the tactics that the narcissist uses, where they feel like, they need to make you feel like they're here for you, but it's all because they need to feel needed. And you realize that when they don't need you, they just don't need you. You realize that you have to take care of your own needs. You have to take care of your own needs for now on, and when you take care of your own needs and you don't need anyone, it's the best feeling, because you know that every choice that you make, it's a choice that you make consciously, and you're able to take accountability even when things go wrong. When the narcissist is controlling you and things go wrong, you feel like you were tricked. You feel like you were used, because you feel like you were doing things, and if you would have known they were going to go like that, you wouldn't have done them at all. So, they tricked you into thinking that you need them. You weren't born with them, but you get, you get really deceived, and you pour your love out on someone because you're expecting that type of love back. You're expecting what you would, you're expecting, that type of, vulnerability back. And it's all fake. They're faking every single moment, just because they need you for some time. They just need you for some time. They're stealing time from you. Do not allow these people to steal time from you anymore, any longer. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, lots of light, and lots of peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, subscribe, share your thoughts. And I will talk to you guys on the next podcast. Talk to you guys later. Bye.